Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. I love the Christmas spirit. I love the possibility of getting cozy, baking gingerbread cookies and sipping hot drinks. It makes me feel like I was wrapped in a warm blanket. I feel cozy and safe. But sometimes Christmas can feel stressful too, especially if you feel like you have too much to do or you would like to avoid the commercial side of Christmas. It might feel like a stressful time of the year. So in this video I'm going to share my insights on how to get into Christmas spirit without feeling overwhelmed or stressed out. One of the most important things about Christmas for me is spending time with my loved ones, especially my children. And I want to include them in the Christmas preparations as much as I can. One of the traditions we have is baking gingerbread cookies together. And this year we even made gingerbread houses, one each. That's something that I did with my mom when I was a child, and now I'm doing it with my children. It's just so much fun. And another thing that I'm doing this year with my daughter is that we set up a Christmas calendar for each other. We have these small pouches that my mom made many years ago when my kids were little, and for the same purpose, for having a Christmas calendar. But now we're doing it together with my daughter. It's so much fun to exchange these little gifts every day, such as something to eat, something consumable, and there's always this little surprise in the morning. In the past, I often used to get stressed out about the fact that I'm not very crafty. I admire other people's crafts. I love reading Christmas magazines or looking at pictures of lovely Christmas decorations. It has taken me some time to realize and accept that I'm not that person. There's no point in getting stressed out about not being the kind of person that you are not. Even now, every year around November, I start looking at those wonderful, cozy, Christmassy pictures, browsing through magazines, and I start dreaming of making all those crafts myself. But then I soon realized that I don't have time for it, and if I did have time, I prefer other activities. I've come to terms with the fact that my Christmas decorations are quite simple. Sometimes I don't decorate at all, but if I do, I get some natural materials from the outside. I maybe bring inside some branches from spruce trees or pine trees. I might slice an orange and dry it and hang it up as decoration. I almost never buy Christmas ornaments. These kind of decorations brought in from nature are, first of all, there's no cost at all. And second of all, they are compostable. So after you have used them, you can just get rid of them and there's no clutter left behind. I have never really enjoyed buying gifts because I feel insecure about what the other person might want to get. And also I don't want to burden them with stuff they don't need. And that's why nowadays I almost always only buy consumable gifts. Mostly it's something to eat. This year I have bought coffee and chocolate. It could be something like a bar of soap or some cosmetics if you know what kind of products the other person likes to use. But almost always something to eat is, in my idea, a good gift idea, because we all need to eat. Of course, you need to take into consideration if the other person has some allergies or food intolerances. But other than that, I find that buying consumable gifts is a great idea, because they won't leave waste behind. And even if the other person doesn't like the brand of coffee, for example, that you give them, they can always gift it to somebody else. If I have the time and the energy, I will make something edible as gifts to other people. But this year I just haven't had the time. One year we made this special kind of chocolate that we decorated with edible glitter, and it was so much fun, and I think the gifts turned out perfectly. One good idea would be to write a special Christmas letter. I think it would be a really special gift to get a letter, an old-fashioned handwritten letter from somebody that you care about. Many of us don't write handwritten letters anymore, so that would be something to stand out. In my opinion, preparing for Christmas can be so much more fun than the actual holiday. If you start early, you're not in a rush. You don't have to hurry. So one of my insights is to start Christmas decorations as early as possible. Well, maybe not as early as possible, but around November in any case, so that you won't get too busy. You will have time to accomplish everything that you wanted to without stress. And besides, this time of year is often busy for many of us at work too. So that's why I think it's important to, if you want to prepare for Christmas, do it early. But one of the most important things about Christmas for me is that it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't compare your Christmas to somebody else's Christmas. If you look at other people's pictures on social media, for example, you have no idea what's behind that, how much time they have to make everything look so pretty. They might have a completely different life than you do. So please don't compare yourself to others. It's your Christmas, and you are allowed to make your Christmas look exactly what you want it to look like. And for example, I mentioned my kids and spending time with my loved ones, but maybe you don't have kids, or you don't even want to have kids, and maybe you're spending Christmas alone, and that can be absolutely wonderful as well. So just think about what makes you happy and what you want your Christmas to look like. And only consider making handmade gifts if you really have time for it and if you enjoy it. Don't do it just because somebody else tells you to. And I think an important aspect of enjoying your Christmas is to enjoy the small moments. Stop to enjoy the first bite of your gingerbread cookie, or the first time you hear a Christmas song, or actually take time to sit down and listen to that song. Make the most of those small moments. And then you realize that you don't have to build anything grand or extraordinary, because those small moments can be extraordinary in themselves. Sometimes it means that you have to set the bar lower, and you don't have to make a Christmas dinner from scratch if that's not something that you enjoy. For me, one of the most important things is making or building a Christmas spirit for my kids, so that they will remember their childhood Christmases as something enjoyable, something with a warm feeling, and not that their mom was so stressed out trying to build a perfect Christmas. So for me, the atmosphere and the spirit that we have with each other is much more important than some details, if I had the energy to do this or that. Now I would like to know, what are your ways of making your Christmas special? What's the most wonderful thing about your Christmas that you would like to share with others? Subscribe to the channel if it feels like something that you would like to do. And now I just would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas, however you are celebrating it, or if you are celebrating it at all. I will probably have a few weeks break from making these videos. I know that I will probably be busy during the holidays. So see you in a few weeks. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.